Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday night. It's the season finale. And El Jefe and Tony K, absolutely spot on. It is Silverstone, 90 minutes. We're going to watch the Silvers and then the Pros race it out this evening. And that's not just the Royal We have the founding father extraordinaire himself. It's Simon going to be joining me tonight.
Hello. How are we doing tonight, John?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you. As we are going to take you through all the action from 90 minutes at Silverstone. It's the Silver we are going to be watching. They've got 3.5 minutes left of qualifying. Mix 64 is the man leading the way. Milden and MSX very close behind. Let's not count out the mighty Iggy or indeed Dexter either. Mike Ferreira, Whale, Castle, Hill Rocket, Mr. Deson and Yuri B making up the top 10. We'll have a quick look, and I do mean a quick look because it won't take long to get through this lot. Here we go. It is the Pro-Ams running at this time. Slightly disappointing turnout. Only 11 finished last week's race, but it is between Race Steve, Redfly and Corrado to take away the honours. A three-way battle for the top, with VP Vargas and Zombie Dom close in attendance, hounding at the heels to steal any podium points they can. That is the action that we've got on track tonight, and as I say, joining us is the founding father himself, and taking care of daddy duties as well tonight, so he's got his hands full, keeping a track on me and everything that's going on. How are you doing this evening, Simon?
Yeah, everything's good. I can't wait for this 90 minutes of action around Silverstone as we just watch Yuri B lose it in qualifying. How are they stacking up? Is Yuri B is the only one to set a time, I believe, actually still, John, is he?
I think he is, actually. Let me just... Oh, no. We have times galore, Simon. Times galore. Let's have a look. Yuri B is actually set at 159.2. Milden, 159.4. Mix 64, 159.5. Dexter, 159.5. Then it's a 59.6 from Mike the God. We've got a 59.8 from Khalifa and Whale Castle. And then Mike Ferreira, 2 minutes flat, joined by the mighty Iggy, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. So lots of time set, Simon. There's just not much variation in them because they are very close. But yes, you astutely have noticed it is Yuri B leading the way at the moment. Could that be a sign of things to come for the race, do you think?
Hopefully it is. Yuri B's had a bit of an inconsistent season this time around. He was in the pros last time around. He's down in the silvers this time, and I think he had to miss a round and he's DNF'd a round. So he's been out of the championship fight really from the word go, or from the second round where he had those problems. But he's shown speed at the rounds that he has been involved in. We saw how fast he was last week. We've seen how fast he is this week, and he's certainly put the championship challengers under pressure here, because Mix 64 is leading the championship, but he's only down in third, and it looks like it's only going to be Milden who's going to be able to challenge him for that championship, who's just ahead of him right now in qualifying. So it's going to be a good one to watch. And McLaren is usually around half a second faster with how Assetto Corsa Competizione has sorted this balance of performance, which is obviously really terrible because the McLaren is so much faster around Silverstone. The Bentley is also one that goes really rapid around here as well. As you can see then, the top 10 are separated by 1 second. MSX is also in the fight for the podium positions, and his main rival Iggy is just in front of him. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one unfolds as the race develops. 90 minutes is a very long time, and anything can happen. So qualifying pretty much then, John, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, it does look like. I think the next emoji or emote we get, Simon, should be an SOP spicy, because this one, if anybody didn't watch, by the way, we have 2 programs that you need to go back and watch from the last 2 days. GT4 cars raced at Silverstone and Misano. And as much as it pains me to say this, because people know my feelings on the GT4 cars, it is 2 of the greatest races I have ever had the privilege of commentating on. They were absolutely phenomenal from start to finish. So after tonight's double races finished, for a nice wee, just go back and watch both those races, right? Honestly, Yuri B and the gang Just absolutely incredible. Complete side note there, but yeah, definitely worth mentioning. Phenomenal races, and yeah, I've been getting absolute pelters in my DMs and stuff from people sticking the knife in because of my attitude towards GT4s in the past. Well, I'm a converted man. That and Paul Ricard. Honestly, SOP is having a really, really, really wrong effect on me. I'm getting into GT4s and Paul Ricard, Simon. Yeah, I'm spending too much time around you. Like it's really...
Paul Ricard and Zolder, my two favourite tracks.
Oh,
Forget
amazing.
about Spa. Zolder is
Oi!
the best
Right, no,
track.
end the broadcast. Mute
Paul
Simon.
Ricard, Paul
I can't hear you now, family.
favourite track. Yeah, you're right. Those GT4s provided some fantastic racing over the last 2 days.
Just, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Just, yeah, really, 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 really worth going to have a look. UDB 159.2. He's now 2 seconds ahead of, 2/10 ahead of Milden, who's pretty much on the same time as Mix 64. Mike the God's made a mess of that one. And he goes for a nice, a full 720 there. We'll love to see that, Mike. He's going to start in 5th. So there we go then. The final qualifying for the final round of the Silvers is in front of us. UDB 159.2. Then 2:10 separate him from Milden and Mix 64. Dexter a whole 1/10 back. And then you've got Mike the God, who is a 1/4 of a tenth, a 1/5 of a tenth behind Dexter. There's only 1 second between the top 9. In fact, top 10, 1.1 between the top 11. Phenomenal times. UDB, SOP, Milden on the front row, as I keep repeatedly saying. Mix and Dexter row 2. Mike the God and Mike Ferreira are on row 3. Then you've got Khalifa and Will Castle on row 4. The Mighty Iggy and SOP's MSX are on row 5. Mr. Death Zone, who told me that Sal Grosso, which all these Portuguese friends make me shout, actually means rock salt. So thanks very much for that. Silver Carter is going to start in 12th, GTJ in 13th, Hill Rock at 14th, Trap 44 in 15th position, Salazas in 16th, and ABMJ in 17th place. And that, Simon, like you said, that really is throwing the cat amongst the pigeons as far as qualifying and overall championship finishing standings. I can't get my words out properly, but yeah, UDB, Dex, and the guy.
I think that's Dexter's best qualifying of the season, actually, to slot into P4 there. We usually see him hovering around the top 10, and he always finds himself fighting back up through the field. So I think that's been his best performance to be on the second row of the grid. And I've just got the confirmation of the Pro-Am split qualifying. Redfly has taken pole position with a 2.000 flat. And he's
we've got a subscription. Sorry, Simon, we'll come back to that. Etienne, thank you very much. Busting out the Prime subs, my friend. You can now get the emotes. Come on, everybody, anybody that's subscribing, get some emotes in the chat. Thank you very much, Etienne. We need to get proper thank yous for that. Sorry to interrupt you there, Simon, but we had important matters to take care of. Thank you, Etienne, for the subscription. We do need to get proper
thank yous, yes.
We do. We need to get a pop on the scheme. But yes, let us bring you some more information from the Pro-Ams. My beautiful secretary will now continue.
Well, Redfly is half a second faster than anybody else in the Pro-Am split during qualifying. And the man who was in second place on the front row with him is Corrado, half a second behind. With Race Steve, who's leading the championship in 3rd place position. So I think he just needs to finish in the top 3, and he's walked away with that championship. ERT, how do I say
that?
Camo is also in P4 on the second row. So the Silver
ERT.
and the Pro-Am ERT drivers are copy and pasting each other and slotting themselves into 4th place on the grid. You got VPB Vargas in 5th with Bastardog in 6th, Springbok Gamer in 7th with Fireblade in 8th, Robbins Dobbins, Zombie Dom, Kebab Fingers and Grumpy Old Met complete that running order with almost half the field absent at the final round. Unfortunately, only 12 winners and riders in the Pro-Am split to finish off the season and championship over there.
Wah, wah, wah. Massively disappointing. Has to be said. Anybody that's watching that should have been racing, come on guys, we put on all this and there's only 10, 11 people for the last race. Disappointing stuff, but we are here to see the 17 drivers that are battling it out for honours in the Silver division. As Simon was saying, and obviously I've closed that screen. Why would you do this to yourself, John? You really do make your life difficult. There we go, we can open again. It is Mick 64 that's leading the way. Just wanted to make sure it is 6 points that separate him from Milden, with only 4 points separating Milden and MSX. There's 8 points from MSX to the mighty Iggy, which means there's only 20 points separating first and fourth. So it really is game on. And Dexter, as Simon said, doesn't always qualify the highest, but as I've pointed out on several of the races I've commentated on with a minute, his race IQ and race strategy and pace, it's always phenomenal. He's got great consistency, and yeah, this season his best finish has been a 5th, and he's just qualified in 4th. Could we see Dex taking a podium and really throwing the cat amongst the pigeons? He's on 100 points, so he's only 30 points. He's only 30 points. That's not a big jump when you look at the points on offer behind MSX. And he is ahead of him well and truly in the start of this race. So there really is points to be played for right through the whole board. And as we mentioned, Yuri B, not had the most consistent of seasons. He has seen the podium twice. He does see himself down in 10th overall, though, on 64 points. He could get himself just about on the edge of the top 5 with a good, solid win here, depending on how the rest of the results go. Keep an eye on Trab44 and GTJ.
Who's just disconnected, John? Someone's not lined up in 3rd place at grid spot at the minute.
Oh, you're joking. What?
Who was supposed to be in 3rd? Who qualified in 3rd? Why am I not seeing 3rd place man on the grid?
Good point. Why are you not seeing Mick 64? He's in the pits.
Oh, no way. The championship leader.
Wow.
Did he forget to press drive? That'll be the only reason why he's gone back to the pits. And Mr. Death Zone's in the pits.
I was just about to say that, and it's Militant that's spotted that there. Mick 64 didn't hit drive. I don't think Mr. Death Zone did either. Tony K, I love the way you say 5th. Did he mean me or Simon? 5th? That's usually it's Purple Burglar Alarm. That's the one I got asked for a lot. But 5th, no, we like that. The 5th Element, it's a good film. And 5th, Mike to God. That's going to be a whole lot of promotion, and people could end up. Oh, this could throw the cat amongst the pigeons. If people aren't overly paying attention, they could end up lining up on the wrong side of the grid inadvertently. That's 2 holes. Mix, what was he? 3rd, so they're both on the odd side. Oofed. Yeah, that's going to jiggle a few places out, depending on where people are going to start. This is going to be way interesting. I pressed drive with 23 seconds to go, car running, then boom, pits. What is wrong with this game? Ah, wow. So yeah, Mr.
Well, that's a weird one. Why Death Zone's gone back to the pits then? Second race in a row. Unless there's a new glitch in the game where you're pressing something else apart from drive that sends you back to the pits.
To be honest, Mr. Death Zone, I think this game developers hates console users, to be fair. It's probably a fairly bold statement, but considering the lack of communication between such a large cash-paying entity, i.e. season passes and all the like, then yeah, it does surprise me. And the fact that the servers themselves are outsourced. They're paid for independently, for goodness sake. It's a sore one. Right, but you can do it, Mr. Death Zone. Come on, let's get you out of the pits and back into the top 10. So Milden is in line for the championship. Milden. Yeah.
I think my only saving grace here, John, is the fact that it doesn't put them a lap down if they don't complete the formation lap anymore. So at least they'll be able to come straight out of the pits when these guys cross the line and they're not completely out of contention. At least they can fight back through the field and be right on the back of the pack before lap 1 is even over.
Right, got ya. Oh, well, yeah, so that's not quite so devastating then, you're right. Drop round need to be factored in too. Yeah, the drop rounds will need to be factored in as well. Mix's drop round is a DNF though. So, yeah, unless he, yeah. Mr. Death Zone. He's already had. I'm going to keep an eye on the board coming at last stage. Let's do the math. Milden's drop round is an 8th. Mix 64s is a DNF. So he can't do any worse than that. So that is his drop round. So Milden is absolutely gung-ho on for the championship. Mix needs to finish within...
That mean he needs a top 8 finish?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to double check the maths on that while I commentate on the start of the race. Just because, yeah, there is about to be a race. Wow, all this mathematical possibilities and the race hasn't even started yet. Going to be a fun one. 90 minutes with a mandatory pit stop. 2 drivers starting from the pits. There won't be a lap down. There is the finish line. We're going to come to the red and white line. We're going to see some green lights, and we're going to see an Audi and a Bentley put their foot flat down. Hopefully nobody's caught too out of position. Whale Castle there looks like he's getting a caught. Oh, that was Mike the God. Ooh. All nice and clean in the cops. That was Whale Castle there. Oh, we've got a spinner. Bentley round. Oh no, it's Khalifa. I'm putting money on that being Khalifa. That was either Khalifa in the AMG or MSX in the Aston Martin. Oh, Yuri didn't leave a lot of room there. Mr. Milden, I would suggest Yuri B run off track then. He's got the McLaren and Mike the God all over the back of him. So it is Milden leading the race and the championship. Yuri B in second, Mike the God in third. Dexter hanging on to that 4th position beautifully there. The timing board will update. We'll see them all close up very close in the background there. Yep, all the cars are definitely still running. We'll stay on board with Dexter. Right? What a run he's got. And Mike the God tries to go to the other side. Mike the God closes the door. They're definitely fighting for the points tonight, aren't we, chaps? Coming along into the Hamilton straight then. We're going to see a lot of slipstream action here, I would venture to guess. Coming along Hamilton is Milden in the lead. Yuri B 1.4 seconds off. Mike the God in third. Dexter right in his back pocket. Whale Castle all over the back of ERT Khalifa then. It is the 2 ERT teammates that are defending wholeheartedly here. It's going to have to be a team effort because here comes SOP's MSX as well. Let's return to garage and get a look at what's going on in the background. I'm going to say background, I do mean there. Whale Castle defending from MSX all over the back of him. It's going to be bumper to bumper coming along the Wellington straight. He's going to pull out. He's definitely going to get alongside. Is he? He's going to throw one at the apex enemy. He's going to have to. No, he doesn't. Wow, so he pulls it back. That brings the mighty Iggy right back into play. And I tell you what, the Aston Martin's held an absolute beautiful line. He did make the apex, but then he runs wide in the 2nd stage, and the mighty Iggy says thank you very much indeed. He's going to cruise up on MSX, who has got the run on the drag. It's going to be the better line. No, the Aston Martin keeps the position then. Hill Rocker threatening in the background as well. So it's the mighty Iggy in 8th, MSX in 7th, Whale Castle 6th, Khalifa is in 5th with his teammate Dexter in 4th, Mike the God 3rd, Yuri B in 2nd, SOP Milden is in 1st. Down at the back of the grid, of course, Mr. Death Zone, a Mix 64 started from the pits. A technical glitch for 1. And an absence of, man, a bit of forgetfulness from the other. Oh, Mike Ferreira's got a drive-through for track limits lap 2. Wow. ABMJ's in 15th, Salazar's 40th. Mike Ferreira's going to tumble down with an early trip to the pits. That's going to be devastating. Trab 44 and GTJ. Didn't I mention them before the start? GTJ's been involved in an incident. He's dropped down. Trab is up to 11th. He's all over the back of Silver Carter, battling it out for 10th. Hill Rock in 9th. Mike Iggy in 8th. MSX still in 7th. It's Whale Castle that is the cork in that bottle at the moment. Khalifa and his teammates still hanging on to 4th and 5th. Milden 1.3 seconds ahead of Yuri, who's 1.3 seconds ahead of Mike the God, who's got a second over Dex, and then it's this little group here, the ERT boys, leading Whale Castle, MSX, the mighty Iggy, Hill Rocker, and then Silver Carter defending against Trab 44. Coming in the village, they're going to come in to look for the second time of asking. This Mike Ferreira still trying to make the best of what is a bad situation. Track limits violation, lap 1 is definitely not how you want to start a 98-minute race with 44-degree track temperatures. That is absolutely going to mess with this whole strategy. This extra trip into the pits, we'll see just how devastating it is when the race plays out. He has got a bit of pace about him, so he could get back into the top 10. if other things go his way, but he is going to be needing a bit of a miracle. And I tell you what, that is Khalifa, Whale Castle and MSX then. So Khalifa's been left behind by his teammate Dex, and Whale Castle comes into Cops. And I tell you what, that's exactly how to hit an Apex. If there's anybody called Hamilton watching, see the guy in Aston Martin there, boom, on the Apex, left room on the outside. 3 Maggots and Beckets are going to go, and it's the AMG that's showing a clean set of brake lights to the McLaren of Whale Castle, and the Aston Martin of MSX in behind there. The Mighty Iggy is trying to close the gap. He's got to do a bit of defensive work against Hill Rocker though. There's the drive-through cleared for Mike Ferreira, and I'll tell you what, that is a position gained each then for Mr. Death Zone and Mix 64. GTJ was definitely involved in an incident, but he's jumping about the timing boards. I can't quite get a track of what's going on with him. He's now in 13th, he wasn't 16th a minute ago. We'll try and find out exactly what's happened there, but Whale Castle, this battle here, oh, goodness me. Did someone phone the Red Arrows display team? Oh, look at this, right round the outside, the SOP man has been left absolutely standing with a poor exit from club. He's going to force a side-by-side, and that is, Hill Rocker there, absolutely backed out. Probably could have stayed in that, but for fear of causing a collision. Backed right out, but it's going to close back in. Khalifa runs wide, Whale Castle smells blood in the water. And I'll tell you what, so does the Mighty Iggy, trying to be as patient as he possibly can. He's got MSX, who's dropped from 7th, back down to 8th. All over the back of him at the moment. Whale Castle not closing it this time on Khalifa. Sorry Simon, there is Simon's in the commentary box as well. This has been an unbelievable opening couple of laps, mate. Simon there. Yay, no, he's not quite there at the moment, so I will crack on my poor little lonesome. How we're all doing in the chat, let's at least put it on a decent screen so you can see everything. Jack UFC, good luck to all the splits. MSX, let's go. Jack, and I can confirm I'm a West Ham fan. Jack, West Ham, there we go. V12 Aston Martin at that. How we doing, Fitzy? Come on, ABMJ, the only way is up. That's right, Neil Afonso, you get him told me. Great racing last night in the GT4s, everyone that was involved. You've already had an extra honourable shout out from my good self. If anybody didn't see it last night, go back and watch the last 2 nights racing. Sunday, Saturday, Silverstone, Misano, GT4 cars. Phenomenal stuff. Quite possibly 2 of the greatest races I've commentated on in my short time as a commentator. They were absolutely amazing. Ooh, here comes the Aston Martin up the side of Iggy, and Vale loses the back end ever so slightly, so the Iggy's holding on in that position. Silver Carter in the pit stop. So that guitar dude, we're all doing not too shabby apart from Mr. Death Zone, the championship leader Mix 64. Mix didn't hit drive, so he started from the pits. He's made his way back to 10th already, so it is Milden who's definitely in a charge to get this done. If Milden wins, he overturns an 8-point lead, meaning Mix needs 22 points, which is 3rd. Wow. Well, there you go then, Simon busting out the facts in the chat. Mix 64, Etienne, you're right, he's absolutely monstering through. Simon in the chat, John, I'll be right back. Fantastic. If only there was a way you could have verbally... Oh no, he did type that in there as well. I was home to catch my breath ever so slightly, get a drink of coffee, but we will crack on. Just as MSX is doing. Oh, through Brooklands to come. Into the right hander. Going to try and pop around the outside then. Hill Rocker definitely still rocking away in the background here. I'm going to put this out there now. He's going to be the big beneficiary from these 2 battling. Oh, and there's exactly what I mean then. And here comes Hamilton versus, Iggy and MSX. Oh, and he gets himself a lot of grass there. Tell you what, that could have saved was a Red Bull car if only one driver had done that a couple of weekends ago. I really should leave that alone. I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble, but it's funny. It is funny. Milden still leading the race. Yuri B in 2nd. Mighty God 3rd. Dexter still looking very good in 4th position. Khalifa in 5th. Whale Castle 6th. Mighty Iggy in 7th. MSX weaving a bit to warm his tyres up. He's dropped in place to Hill Rocker. Is he just recovering? No MSX. What is in 9th? What's happened to MSX? Oh, Mix 64. What am I talking about? I'm getting so confused. Mix 64 is the championship leader. He is in 15th. What? What's just happened? Okay, I don't know what's just happened there. I've got a notification there. MSX almost died at Magus. Right, okay, yeah, he was wiggling his tyres to get back on. There's MSX in the village, up inside the trab. Makes that look very comfortable indeed. But yeah, MSX then back down to 9th. And I'll tell you what, he was in the championship hunt as well, wasn't he? Let's have a look at MSX. 130 points he's on. So he's only 4 points behind Milden. So yeah, he definitely wants to keep applying that pressure. He definitely doesn't want Mix 64 getting any closer. Mix up to 14th then, trying to close in now on Mr. Death Zone. Both of them started in the pits, and it's Death Zone that's made the best running of the two of them so far. That's Iggy! Oh, and there's a Ferrari. That's ABMJ. Wow. Oh, what is going on? Why is there another car there? Something happened. That's a lot of cars spinning all over the place in cops. And there's Hill Rocker. What the did he what's going on? What's happening? Right, so Iggy's behind Hill Rocker, and that's Mix 64 just behind them. Bernie turned the sprinklers on. Right. I would believe that. Somebody put an oil stick on the track? I don't know.
Hello. We're back again. We're back in action. You go and grab your coffee, John. I heard you wanted to grab some coffee.
Oh no, I just wanted a quick mouthful, mate. That was it. I just literally wanted to say Iggy up there and say we've just had an absolute massive catastrophe. Mix is back down to 12th. The mighty Iggy's down to I don't know. Until they get past this timer board. I genuinely don't know, because that's Hill Rocker. They've just got back past Hill Rocker and ABMJ as well. They all started spinning at Cops Corner. There was just a collection of cars piled up at the side of the road. Just, yeah, one spun off, another spun off, another. I don't know.
What, no contact? They were just all spinning off?
No, they just spun off at Cops. I don't know if they were catching the grass on the inside. But the mighty Iggy, followed by Hill Rocker, followed by ABMJ, Mix 64. Timing board.
And that's their tyres are so overheated at the moment because the track temperature is 44 degrees, so those tyres are going to be absolutely smoking right now.
Oh, they really are. Yeah, they really are. Do you have your PlayStation loaded, Simon? No, you're just on the PC, yeah. I was going to say time, because if I go into replay, no, it's fine. If I go into replay mode, it messes up the cameras. I need to back out and come back in again. I was just trying to see catch what happened there.
Milden's lost the lead as well, is he?
Yeah, he has.
Recalculations.
Wow, so there we go. So Yuri B has retaken the lead of the race. Milden is in second. Mike the God third. Dex are still in fourth. There's at least some sanity still there. His ERT teammate Khalifa in fifth.
That means Mix 64 now only needs fifth place.
Fifth, did you say, or sixth?
P5 if Milden stays in second.
P5, right, okay. And he's in 11th at the moment. Can we get a lap on board, someone? Yeah, okay then. Let's go on board with Mr. Race Consistent himself. What? I'm not showing favouritism to Ferraris. Goodness gracious me, honestly. Scurrilous accusations to be made against a wholesome broadcaster such as myself, but yeah, it's absolutely true. We're on board with a Ferrari then. But here is the lap. So this is coming into Village. Oh yes it is, heavy on the brakes. I want to get around this, not touch that sausage into the loop. Then it's Aintree and onto the Wellington straight. Got as much curb as you can here on the left, so you can run not much curb on the right. So I don't want to touch the AstroTurf on the green. This is coming in the final corner complex. Of course, Brooklands into Luffield. A lot of curb there on the left, as you can see. Keep it nice and tight to the curb here. You want to get a good, almost like a late apex. Get the foot down nice and early. Plenty of curb on the left. You want to cut. What is this one? Woodcut. I really should get a map on screen when I'm doing this instead of showing off. Pardon me, not quite dedicated to memory. Coming into Hamilton's hunting grounds then.
Tell you what, Diamond Boards then, John, Yuri B doing 2-minute flats. He's over 2 seconds faster than anybody else on the track right now. Wow,
he really is nailing that then. Yeah, well, there you go. 2-minute 1.8 last lap for Dexter in the Ferrari there. So yeah, Yuri B absolutely finding some pace at the moment, to say the least. That was Baggett and Beckett who've just come through. Chapel curve, of course, the exit left-hander. This is Stowe. This right-hander. This one really is so easy to get wrong and finds herself way on the other side of these black and whites here. Controls it nicely into the chicane. All of the control on the accelerator and the brake here, so as not to throw the weight of the car in completely the wrong direction. Try to get the foot down as early as possible onto the Hamilton straight. Then it is Abbey. Is it a dab of brakes? Is it a lift? A little bit of both. Throws it in ferociously, and we're back again to the Village Complex. Dex almost 2 tenths up on his personal best lap at the moment, so he's looking to get into the 2 minutes if he can. So he is responding in kind to the race leader. I'll tell you what, we'll stay in this camera then, because we can see from here all the lap times will pop up at the bottom, won't it? Yeah, they will, so we'll leave that here. So we'll see Yuri B, SOP Milden and Mike the God across the line here. Dex still got that 2 tenths and 3 tenths in his pocket. He's looking to close on Mike the God, apply a little bit of that pressure. Yuri B absolutely flying though, almost 7 seconds ahead of Milden. 2 minutes 1.4 for Yuri, 2 minute 1.6 for Milden, 2 minutes 2.3 for Mike the God, 2 minute 1.2 Dex. Quickest man on track for that last lap then. Absolutely battle on. 2 minute 1.7, 2 minute 1, 2 minute 1.4. MSX 2 minute 1.4. So he's matching the drivers at the top end of the board at the moment. Nice bit of on-board footage there. Let's have a look down the field. Mr. Desso 9th, Iggy 10th, Hill Rocker 11th.
Oh, Mick 64 is down in 16th again. What's happened there then? I wonder where he keeps losing that one. Wow.
Yeah, that is a bit of a shocker actually, isn't it? He's not having...
He did get into the top 10 momentarily, John, and starting from the pit lane, we thought that was a good start to the race, but he's now back at the rear of the field. I wonder if he's just unsettled with the setup on that McLaren, because he's not having the best of days.
No, it's really not. There's plenty of action going on in the back, and there's this Mike Ferreira just scooting past Trab 44 and Salazar in one sweeping move. Mick 64's got that move done as well. Silver Carter has been into the pits, but it still says he needs to clear his mandatory marker. Not sure. Mick 64, too much pressure to pass everyone. Yeah, you know what? You could got Yuri B, maybe less fuel on first stint. Quite possibly, there is that possibility. Rodrigo, by the way, if Rodrigo's watching, thank you for the follow and unbelievably well done. It was a straight coin toss for driver of the day for the coach Dave, and yeah, I definitely, that one, the no stop strategy you pulled off. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. For anybody who hasn't watched the race, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. GT4s from Saturday and Sunday night. Honestly, phenomenal racing. Phenomenal racing. We're still going to see plenty here tonight. Still got an hour and 10 minutes to go. Needs to pit himself out of traffic and just drive his own race. Yeah, he does. An hour and 10 minutes to go. He probably could come into pit and fuel to the end of the race from now, depending on what he's got in the tank already. But yeah, they could end up with a very, very, very heavy car indeed. There he's coming past the Trab 44 to get back to 14th. And yes, you're right, Tropic Rock. Mr. Death Zone up to 9th. From the pit lane. Again, another driver very much like Dexter. Once he gets into that rhythm, very, very, very smooth and consistent. Takes very little chances. And I tell you what, GTJ is going to be finding himself under all kinds of death zone pressure very, very shortly. In fact, look at the size of that bonnet now. I'm not saying he's overcompensating, but then he got in the Mercedes then, so Mr. Desson coming along into it once again. The sound of that engine. How much do we love the sound of the Mercedes, by the way? How can you not love that as a motorsport fan? Just absolute grunter of a machine. And he is closing in on the Lamborghini, Germany versus Italy. Hopefully the Italian doesn't save any penalties to the end. No reaction from Simon there. He must be on mute. Still there, Simon?
I'm still here, mate. I'm still here. I'm just letting you enjoy your commentary action in the booth, mate. Yeah.
Ignoring all the England jokes, all the Italy jokes. That's fine. We can stick with that. Yeah, no, it is very, very close between these two.
Oh! GTJ just lost the rear of that Lamborghini then.
Yeah.
I think he's regaled himself. If you go into the wing mirror view, he's just right behind Mr. Desson now then. Bit of a wobble on that Lamborghini, which I do find the rear tyres on the Lamborghini quite quickly go off compared to any of the other manufacturers. But once you've got that Lamborghini setup, it's something to be reckoned with. It's just finding that fine balance with that car. It might be Iggy shown all season long. He's taking podium after taking these tyres there in the top four, but you can see with another mistake then getting into the gravel on the final corner as Mr. Desson pulled away then with a 2.3 seconds faster than GTJ on that last lap then. And he's now up into 8th place then. So good progress, like we said earlier, John, from Mr. Desson.
Yeah, it really is. Great progress. Darnell pointing out in the chat, why doesn't every track have a corner called Bomb Hole? Because I couldn't take that as a commentator. Mate. That was just, you're right, that was far too funny last week. Far too funny last week. I might go back and watch that after I've watched the GT first. Remember, if you want to get involved in the racing here at SOP, you can click on that link. And that'll bring you into the Discord group. PS4 and PC is where it's at. This is the last week of this season. Ooh, definitely not the last
we've got the next season being built right now, John. So the Patreon members of SOP Motorsport have voted on the top 7 tracks that they want to see in next
wait, we're getting to move into club. We're getting to move into club. Ferrari on Mercedes. Hill Rocker dropping another place there. He was battling up inside the top 7. And ABMG, who we saw spinning at Cops. He's got himself.
Very reminiscent of your team colours there, John, the red and blue.
Yes, they are. They are not too bad at all. Yes, it's very close to my team colours, in fact. Yeah, I think it is. That's the one problem. That's really problematic with a console. Many other things, but the liveries. Yeah, it's a shame you can't get your proper liveries on there. Yes, can't wait to get rid of the 2018 Porsche next season. Yeah, definitely get yourself the 2020. I've heard the 2020 Ferrari is the best car in the game. Hashtag facts. So yeah, get yourself on board with a Ferrari. You won't be disappointed. Will he, Simon?
He will be.
Not even a momentary pretense there from Simon. Just straight from the jugular. No, John. No, just fake news.
In the right hands, it is one of the fastest. It is one of the fastest in the right hand, but
I'm trying not to take that personally.
Not in my hands, anyway. Not in my hands.
Not in my hands either. Apparently, as soon as it gets into my hands, it just turns into a massive magnet, which is always good fun. Hill Rock has run a bit wide at Cops there. That's going to give Mike Ferreira a little bit of hope. Then he is trying to fend off the advances of Mixed 64 Championship leader before the race, but after a failure to hit drive. And a fair bit of battling with the drivers down the field. He's now trying to get moved on Mike Ferreira, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be Mike on Hill Rocker first, Bentley on Mercedes. Two very large bonnet cars coming into field. Oh, and he spun it, Hill Rocker. He's on the grass then, so he's going to save his tyres a bit. Hill Rocker losing it, and he's going to tumble down the places. Mix and Mike both getting through. Hill Rocker definitely dropping 2 places, and I tell you, Trav can make that a little bit worse as well. Let's see, Mike 77. Oh, sorry, Hill Rocker it was. Yeah, Hill Rocker. Did Trav get through as well? No, not quite. So Hill Rocker manages to salvage 1 place back. But yeah, big spin there. So the back tyres definitely wreaking havoc with some of the drivers tonight. Still an hour and 5 minutes to go. Track temperature has not budged. Blazing hot at the moment, 44 degrees on the tarmac. An hour and 5 minutes left to go with a mandatory pit stop. Evening all, looking forward to this one. How's the race been so far? Yeah, there's been fun and games. Sorry, Simon, on you go.
I was just saying that, how's the track been? Oh, he says, how's the race been? I said, it's been hot so far.
Yes, extremely hot, and we've seen some tyres definitely giving it the frozen, letting go. Mix 64 didn't hit drive at the start of the race. Mr. Deathzone did hit drive but got glitched back to the pits anyway. Deathzone's up to 8th, Mix is in 13th, which means his championship is absolutely hanging in the balance, with Milden in 2nd. Mix needs to finish in P5 to retain his lead after the race and lift the championship. So that really could be a costly error for getting to hit drive for this particular race, for any race, but this one, yeah, could end up costing Mix an entire championship.
Let's not forget, John, whoever wins this championship gets promoted to silver, gets promoted to the pros automatically next season. So Milden and Mix 64 are both going to be wanting to get hold of that one.
Right enough, so they will. Yeah, and in fact, so yeah, he's got Mix 64 has got a bit, because how many is it that get promoted? Sorry, Simon, is it 2?
Yeah, so the championship winner has to get promoted, automatic promotion. You can't go back into the class that you just won.
Okay.
The next 2 in the championship can then have the option if they want to move up to the next class, or if they want to contest the same class again the following season.
Right, okay then. So this is for automatic promotion, but Mix, he's got a 12-point lead over MSX. MSX is in 6th, Mix is in 13th. So really, that's where the battle is.
So MSX will be getting 16 points from this right now as it stands, and Mix will be getting 5.
So they two will hang on to 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're still looking to hang on to 2nd and 3rd at the moment. But
Iggy needs to finish 2 places higher than MSX if he wants to snatch away 3rd. But right now he's down in 10th place and 4 positions behind MSX.
Yeah. Dexter could throw a spanner in a lot of works though. He has got Mike the God well and truly in his sights. He's been chipping away at that lead very patiently, very consistently though, over the last 3 laps, and he's now well within striking distance. And Dex, yeah, he's still 22 points off 4th, but this would certainly seal his place in the top 5 if he could get 4th, never mind 3rd. So yeah, this could be an interesting one. The McLaren being hunted down by the Ferrari at the moment here at Silverstone. Hill Rocker then, he doesn't usually have connection issues, but he's got a giant red bar at the moment. So I wonder if it is a connection thing rather than a race thing he's having at the moment. He's trying to close in on Salazar again, but it looks like Salazar has definitely got the makings of him there. Stretching that gap right back out again. But yeah, Hill Rocker's connection. Oh, you can't use the mouse. Could well be the issue he's got. Let's have a look, an hour left to go. 30 minutes into this, and Yuri B absolutely flying. Milton seems to have steadied the ship slightly. Now that gap was extending by about half a second a lap at one point, but that has stopped 3 laps later, sorry. And it's now a pretty steady 3 seconds that Milden finds himself behind Yuri. So definitely could be all about the pit stops. Of course, mandatory pit stop. We did see Silva Carter come into the pits. He hasn't cleared his mandatory marker, and of course we've seen Mike Ferreira in the pits as well. That was to serve a drive-through for track limits violations on lap number 2. So yeah, he was definitely overly keen early doors. A lot of spinning in Copse Corner, and it's Mike that is looking to close up once again. This time on ABMJ. Iggy as well dropping down the order. Finding himself sitting in 10th.
I think those Lamborghinis are really struggling with the tyres around here with these temperatures, John.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they really are. Ben Gallagher's in the chat. Good evening. Can't sandbag those TTs even if you wanted to. Is this the only class left to be decided? No, all 4 classes will be decided tonight. Oh no, apart from the pro tier. Car Mentalist was crowned champion last week, but the 3 places directly behind him are still all up for grabs as well. Qualifying was a 1 minute 59.2, and it was indeed Yuri B. A couple of drivers hit 59.4s. So not far behind. Yes, wasn't Milden in Pro-Am last season, now silver, and might be pro next season. Nice work from Tony K. Oh, is that right actually? Milden was Pro-Am
yeah,
last
that's
season,
right.
Yeah.
Milden was the Pro-Am champion last season, I believe. So he obviously got automatic promotion to silver. He's had a fantastic championship again this year, and even if he finishes second in the championship, he's already told me he wants to get up into the pros, so that'll be promotion on promotion, two series in a row to make his way up into the pro split. Done it the hard way.
Yeah.
Fantastic, really.
Yeah, full Leicester same stuff there. Love to see that. Straight promotion. Can he go on to win the pros next season? Wow. That would be quite the story.
I tell you who came close to that. That was the Simpact racing driver Science Sato. He only finished in 4th place in the silvers last season, if you remember, and he managed to put in some solid TT times, and he almost took Baggy to the title in the pro split. Oh, MSX is round.
Oh yeah, he is there. Where is that? Brooklands.
Khalif has gone through. Mr. Death Zone is not close enough yet. Mr. Death Zone is just coming through where MSX spun, but MSX is going to have those blistered tyres now. He's going to have to get those tyres back into some clean air to cool them down, and Mr. Death Zone will be closing rapidly then on MSX.
Yeah, I'll be saying second, Simon.
Oh, Albie might have won it then.
Okay. That sounds about right. Good evening, Albie. How you doing? Welcome along. Oh, Mr. Death Zone. Oh,
tell you what, everybody's lighting up the rear tyres around here in this heat.
They really are. I'll tell you what. Look at the patience here by Dex. Still within half a second, Mike to God. That's 2 laps of this. They've been at it. Cooley 14, Cool 14. Great team, guys, as always. Support Mr. Milden. Well, there we go. Love to see that. Thanks very much, cool. Oh, is that Sean? Do you know Sean? Good evening, Sean. How we doing?
He's a SOP Esports team member, John. Didn't you know?
Oh, is that the one, the most recent one on Twitch? On Twitter you announced?
No, that was a PC driver.
Ah, okay. So what's Cool 14's PlayStation gamer tag?
Yeah, PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah, so what is this PlayStation name, I'm asking?
Good question. There's so many different names. I'm still not even used to it. There's so many PlayStation drivers that have moved to PC, and now they're using their real names, and I don't know them by their PlayStation tag names anymore. It's just. Yeah,
I did the same. I had Yuri B. Who was it? Was in last night. Yuri B turned down for what? And see, that's something else. And who else was it? Oh, somebody else came in. Yeah, but the PlayStation name's different to the Twitch name, which is different to the Discord now. As it always makes it fun. Look how close these two are still getting though. This battle for 3rd place. But yeah, welcome along anyway, Cole. Congratulations on joining the SOP esports team as well. ABMJ.
Yeah, he's been with us for a while now, John, because he ended up winning the AOR championship, and then himself and Milden teamed up and won the team championship as well.
Oh, nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, SOP Cool is the PSN. How come I've never commentated on you? I don't. That doesn't.
He likes racing in Apex Online Racing rather than with us.
Ah, got you. Hence my confusion. I was going to say, please don't tell me I managed to sleep through such a big meeting that we've got drivers I've never even heard of. But yes, there we go. See, races in Apex. Oh well. Still repping the SOP. Love to see it. Get yourself involved in the summer series. What we're going to be call this next one, Simon? The winter series.
Full cycle now, John. Back to the autumn series now.
Autumn series.
Yeah. We started with the autumn series a year ago, and we're back with the autumn series. A full 1 year cycle of Pinnacle PlayStation Championships.
Nice. And I know you said so it's going to be 7 weeks this time, yeah? Or is it 8? 7?
Yeah, 7 tracks, 7 weeks.
Any clues as to any of the tracks?
Well, we're the very first autumn series round 1 a year ago was at Zolder. And we are going to be heading back to Zolder for round 1 of this autumn series to start the brand new cycle of PlayStation Series Seasonal Series Championship.
Nice, love to see it.
Back to where it all began for us.
Oh, look how close that. Just as jump on board with Dex, he's absolutely put Mike the God. Oh, it was Mike the God who was in the chat last night. Mike the God and Yuri B have got 2 names that are nothing like that. One's turned down for what? TJ Abdubal. Mike the God is TJ Abdubal or something, and he keeps laughing at me because I call it wrong. He's TJ. And Yuri B is turned down for what? See? I'm not as old and useless as they say. They will not have me out to pasture any time soon. But there we go. The battle is still continuing between Dex and Mike the God. McLaren on to Ferrari. 53 minutes and still 7.
Oh, he's wide. He's going to have the inside line.
Oh, I'll tell you what, outside line for Dex. He's looking pretty racy there. Oh, he falls back into the line. Championship stand-ins. Well, at the moment, it's your guess is as good as ours. Why is it saying Yuri in second, Milden in first? Has there been an overtake at the front? Let me just quickly check the board. No, Yuri B is still leading, but Milden is right back. Wow, what's happened here?
I reckon they crossed the sector times and Milden has got ahead and Yuri B's taken back that position pretty quickly.
Yeah, he has gone very quick with 4 tenths. We get in more different weather conditions. The weather's all set to random. There's a randomization setting that we use, don't we, Simon? Or is it real world conditions again?
No, we didn't use real world conditions for this time. We've used preset conditions, but we've mixed it up. So we've had a couple of rain rounds. There was two rounds that were in the rain. One there we had the double Donington, so we had a dry round at Donington, a wet round at Donington.
Yeah.
We had the wet round at Spa, and then the rest have just been different type of dry condition races then.
Alright, okay. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, so just to update everybody with the championship standings then. Milden is currently second in the championship, 8 points behind Mix 64. Mix 64 is down in 11th place, so as it stands, Milden will walk away with the championship. Milden will walk away with the championship because Mix 64 needs to finish 5th or higher. And if he doesn't achieve that, he will be in 2nd place. And I believe the final podium spot at the minute is MSX. So MSX just needs to beat Iggy, who is only a handful of points behind. But Iggy is down in 10th place, so he will not currently move up into 3rd place in the championship either.
Oh, Khalifa and MSX. I've put the standings on screen actually in that right hand corner. I'll move them off in a second. They don't seem to be interfering too much with the on track action. Dexter's coming to the pits. Oh, second driver to do so, Trad 44. The first driver to clear his mandatory pit stop, and MSX is trying to get clear of ERT teammate Khalifa. To Dexter, so they come past the pit exit. Dex is in the pits. 58 minutes to go. With the track temperature the way it is, that could be a bold strategy. The guys are going to be running out of tyres first. Iggy and GTJ into the pits as well. So what, we're still 10 minutes short of the halfway mark. Oh sorry, 5 minutes short of the halfway mark. Learn to do some maths. We've got 3 drivers in the pits, 1 taking their pit. We've got Khalifa and MSX battling it out, and Milden and Yuri B. Let's have a look. Tell you what, sorry, let me get rid of those standings again, just so you can actually see what's going on. Let's have a look at bonnet cam from a Bentley into the village once again. Saw so much action here last night between the 2 teammates, and I'll tell you what, we'll see 2 non-teammates here absolutely hammer it out. Indigo Line Racing versus SOP at the front of the grid for the final race of the summer series. Let me readjust the camera again. Spectator mode on console, you've got to love it, because it's what we've got really. So we use it. Oh, Yuri, catch a bit more scared. Track limits are going to come into play if the drivers keep driving like this. We know they're struggling with the back tyres with that temperature. GTJ still in the pits. The mighty Iggy is out of the pits. He's off and running. GTJ still in there then. That's a bit of a long stop if I'm honest. Looking down at the bottom right of the screen, we can see Milden got his full beam headlights on.
I think Dexter would have played a blinder coming into the pit when he did, because he was right on Mike Regard's tail, and you can tell that Dexter in that moment was faster than Mike Regard, and he was being held up, so he's going to come out on that fresh rubber now, and I think he's going to get the jump when Mike Regard does come into the pits. I think that's going to be a podium position for Dexter when these two do finally meet up after they come in for their pit stops.
Right, well, if it is, you will hear me happy days. Let's see.
Milden's listening, coming to the pits earlier.
But Darnell, Donny was great fun in the rain. It'd be cool to get a half and half race next season. Something I was looking at there. Okay, so yeah, Mike the God and Mike the Killer are the same person. Mike the Killer.
No, they're not.
What?
Mike the God and Mike the Killer, not the same person.
I don't know. I thought Mike the Killer changed his name because of the harassment he was getting. He was getting punted in public.
No. Mike the Killer hasn't entered the championship this year. He's teammates with AMG Dens, if you remember. And
okay.
AMG Dens and Mike the Killer have actually switching to PC, I think, and that's why they haven't entered PlayStation for this round of championships.
Right. Okay.
Mike the God, a completely separate person. Yeah.
Right. Have I got? So who am I getting? Who was it that was changed his name because of the attention, the unwanted attention he was getting in public lobbies?
Maybe because Mike the God's Discord name is different to his PSN name, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, can't remember. I'm definitely thinking of somebody though that was getting unwanted attention in public lobbies because of their name, kept finding themselves getting punted, so they changed their name ever so slightly. You know what? It was one of the LNR boys. I hate when someone like gets stuck in your head. One of the LNR drivers, Bad Bull. Woof. Thank you.
Yeah, and he changed his name to Butler Racing.
Yes, he did. There we go. Goodness gracious me. Woof.
Oh,
Right.
Milden's getting close.
Oh yeah, he is.
There's fantastic onboard action here.
Milden and DRS, yeah. Milden's in his back seat. Never mind DRS. Two of them are having a wee picnic there.
Tell you what though, that Audi's got some straight line speed as well. He's going to be very hard to pass down there.
Any place. Yeah, you can just stop past the second and say it's going to be really hard to pass. Both of them got decent straight line speed as well. Oh, he's looking, weaving in and out to see if he can force a defensive move from Yuri. Yuri wiser to that though. He's going to hang on in there. At the Hamilton Straight, they're going to come once again. Let's see just how much effort he's putting in, getting that Bentley around this corner. Look at that, it doesn't even flinch for those sausage-based curbs.
Tell you what, using the Bentley for the first time the other night as Zolder done, it was just absolutely phenomenal. I hadn't used it on PC at all yet. I used to drive it on PlayStation. Yeah, I felt instantly back in love with the Bentley. And I can't wait to use it again when I finally get back behind the wheel and probably another time.
To be sooner than then, we need to have a race, Simon. I need to put this one. There was a bet between Ian and I about me having to wear stuff on stream if I managed to beat you, and if I didn't beat you, and I feel I need a fairer crack of the whip after getting annihilated at the start of the last race.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Milden darts into the pits.
So there we go.
Again, he was the faster man of the two front runners, so hopefully he has the fast pit stop and he can make the undercut work.
Yeah, I'll certainly be looking to do that. Dex.
He has got the jump on Mike the God. He's done it.
Oh yeah, massively as well actually. I've just noticed that.
Was the undercut really worth 10 seconds? No way.
No, surely not. Well,
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a fair chunk of change. That is serious. Yes, they nailed the pit stops. Yeah, pit stop. MSX is up to 4th because of pit stops. That's right, yeah. Bensley munches curbs. I was just a small lift and a yeet through Abbey in ACR.
I'll tell you what, if I was Mick64 and I'm watching this stream, I'd be into the pits instantly if I knew the undercut was worth 15 seconds. Mike the God is behind Dex Dexter. Now, Dex Dexter was less than a second behind him before he came into the pits. That is an absolutely monstrous undercut that's happened that we've just witnessed. Oh my word.
Well, I was going to tell you, Dex is nailing the laps as well. 2 minutes 1.2 is his quickest. His last lap was a 2:01.5. Let's have a look and see what Mike is doing. His fastest lap was a 2 minute dead. But his last lap was a 3 minute 2, so that must have been his outlap. So he's literally just out the pits. He's only just ahead of ERT Khalifa as well.
MSX has got ahead of Mike the God as well. Mike the God has had a terrible time in that pit stop phase.
Yeah, but well, if he's had a terrible time, then I think Khalifa has as well, because those two were quite close. Khalifa was he not just behind Dex? He was. ERT Khalifa was just behind Dex. And Mike the God was ahead of both of them in 3rd. It's ERT Khalifa then that's now battling. Wow. That is quite a turnaround in the pit stop. Like, that's really insane. I think someone else must have happened to Mike as well. Must be.
Yeah, on board with Melvin John. Let's see where he's going to be coming out now compared to Yuri B. Yuri B is in the pits. So he's only got the last 2 corners to negotiate, and we'll see if he does get the jump on Yuri B for the race lead.
Yeah,
I'm sure that undercut isn't worth 10 seconds. I think Mike the God has had problems somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe he took on a bit much fuel or something, but yeah, definitely something went on there. Khalifa's putting him under all kinds of pressure as well then, so the ERT teammates. Oh yeah, there we go, Yuri B's moving. Milden. Oh, he's off into Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh my word, what an absolute monstrous undercut once again then. That is such a powerful undercut around here in these temperatures. Those tyres must have been absolutely melting. Oh! Cold tyres.
Yeah, well, I tell you, so Milden's through. Will Cass is going to be closed in. UDB. He's got that one, let you know. Yeah, the leader. So
Dexter then, right on the back of right on the back of Yuri B now.
Wow. Dexter. He is Milden with the undercut. Yeah. Everyone with the undercut. Now we see good undercut, really is. Yeah, we really have. Khalifa all over the back of Mike the God then. Death Zone up to nice. Mix 64 leading the race. He did qualify pole position. Started from the pits. But I'll tell you what, Dexter then. We are effectively. Yes, we're looking at the battle for second place here, and he's moved. He's instantly gone defensive. He's taken that inside line. He's going to squeeze a little bit. In fact, to be fair, he didn't even squeeze at all. That would definitely put more pressure on Dex on the left. He was going there. No offence, Dexter, I'd done that anyway, but yeah. I would have applied more leftward pressure and put you on the curb to rob you of that much needed pace through the corner. On the exit then. Dex.
Well, I tell you what, John, if you're a pro driver watching this silver split right now, take some tips, ladies and gentlemen, because you've just seen how successful the undercut really is.
That is crazy. It's crazy the way that's been. Seriously, this Ben Gallagher, low pressures on that curb is always bottoming out, especially in the Audi. Militant saying, "Quiet, Simon. Let's keep this pitting on lap 1 for the ultimate undercut." That could be the plan. Mix is in the pits. It's going to be great to see where he comes back out. Milden is through. Yuri B's through. He's got Dexter through. Will Castle is coming past as well. Mixed up stays through his MSX. Khalifa is coming along the start finish straight. Mr. Death Zone, of course, started in the pit stop at the same time. And he's cruised past Mix 64, still stationary. There goes Iggy Ferreira. And there's ABMJ coming around the last corner, and it looks like Mix is moving now. That's Hilton Rocker coming around turn 1, so 13th place for Mix 64. Khalifa overtook Mike.
I tell you what, that hasn't worked in Mix 64's favour whatsoever, has it? He's tried to do the long run, stay one of the last to actually pit, and he's just dropped back even further than he was before he came into the pit.
Yeah, he is. I tell you what, ERT Khalifa is absolutely piling the pressure on Mike the God. Simon missed an overtake there because Khalifa is now ahead of Mike the God. So whatever nightmares took place in Mike's pit stop, they're carrying on for him on track. He's absolutely being left in the dust by ERT Khalifa. MSX though, he's in 5th at the moment. Will Castle is up to 4th, so he has had an absolutely phenomenal race.
Tell you what, I don't even think MSX was in the top 5, was he? In the top 10 rather, in qualifying. So he's had an absolute blinder as well to find himself in the top 5. It looks like he's going to be able to secure himself 3rd in the championship if it stays like this. I'm not even sure. I'll have to check up on the standings to see how far away he is from Mix 64. He might
MSX qualified 10th.
Yeah, he might be in a position to even jump Mix 64 in the standings.
Wow, that would be that would be someone else. 64. Who else is looking at there? Will Castle. That's what I wanted to look at. Let's have a see where Will Castle. Oh, he qualified in 4th. He's currently running still. Did he qualify 4th? No, he never 8th. Yeah, so Will Castle, right? He's made up 4 places as well. Currently he's running in 4th with MSX.
Yeah, so MSX, John. MSX was only 12 points behind Mix 64 before this race began. Now, if we look at the points on offer, if MSX finishes 5th, he'll get 18. If Mix finishes in 10th, he will get 8. So MSX will miss out on 2nd place by 2 points as it currently stands.
Wow.
Now, yeah, so Mix 64, if he drops to 12th place, no, he'll still finish 2nd by virtue of race wins. So yeah, Mix 64, as it stands, needs to be in 13th place if MSX is to take 2nd in the championship. But if MSX manages to get past Whale Castle, that's a whole nother ball game then. That'll be 20 points for MSX on the board, and that'll be the 12 points he needs to take 2nd place.
Wow. Just going right down to the wire. Let me turn the onboard engines down. Those are crazy times, Mr. SD5. You're absolutely right. Welcome along. Also, thank you to Louis MBL93. Thank you for the follow. Joining the followers that we've got this evening. Etienne with a subscription. Thunders with a follow. Super Saga and RIR Ian as well. Chucking out follows today. So thank you to everyone that's getting involved. If you want to get involved in the racing, you know what to do. It's exclamation mark Discord. And you can click on that link and get involved in the racing PS4 and PC. That's how we do it. Boom, look at that. Even some Raven emotes from SOP Motorsport. Love to see that. Aston
Raven.
That's what, sorry?
You're so Raven.
That's yeah. Well, it's better than Hardcore Raven because I found out where that name originated from in the 70s and quickly changed it. So yeah, definitely better than that. Oh, I've been sitting in a draft. That's the problem when you're sitting in a close to hot room. We've got fans every place. Look at a draft of Nick. Coming in at Vale and Stowe though. Oh, MSX all over the back of Will Castle. He really wants to get himself up into this top 4. Deck still sitting very comfortably on the podium at the moment. He's going to try and go round the outside, the carve and move through club. Oh, he has to back right over there. No room for two. The six. That's what, sorry?
Squeaky bum time.
Oh yeah, definitely squeaky bum time there. Hitting the high C note. As Aston Martin is chasing the McLaren into village. They're going to come. Ooh, I tell you what, he's going to throw it up the inside, is he? Nope, heavy on the brakes. Tries to take the apex, gets a good line. Only get
Tell you what,
pace.
MSX has this line down to a T. He's going to be so much faster than Whale Castle on the exit here. So he might have a good run coming into the hairpin.
Only dogs can hear that squeak. Yep. Definitely need to get involved in this. Yes, you do, my friend. SOP Cool, you do. You need to get applying your trade. Remember, Saturday nights as well, we do special events for the consoles. So there's always plenty to get involved in. And given the action on Sunday night, I don't think it'll take too much arm twisting for us to see a GT4 championship on a Sunday night again. Yeah, I've put my foot in something, haven't I? I've always put my foot in something. Or I've missed an announcement. What have I missed, Simon? Why
Wow.
Should I
No,
keep quiet?
announcement. I'm just saying we've got a PC endurance season happening on us 10 days coming up. So
yes, we do. Of course
we might not be able to do a GT4 PlayStation season on Sundays anymore.
Yeah, no, especially if I'm commentating for 8 hours at a time. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm keen.
Only 6, John, only 6.
Oh, it's only 6. Oh, it's only 6. Oh, well, in that case, we'll do 2 hour GT4 races right after it. That's fine. Sarcasm for anyone out there that's single and doesn't have to put up with a partner in their life. That was sarcasm. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Let's not do that. I'm sure it's already gone. We've still got 2 hours of race to go. We've got the pros to come tonight. We've got this championship that's going to be decided sometime an hour after me, Simon, the rest of the stewards can sit down the calculators and work out exactly what's happening with all the positions finishing the way they are. Whale Castle still stretching the lead over MSX at the moment. Dex though in the Ferrari for me, Simon. This is drive of the season from the silver so far. Consistently gotten better and better. He's on the podium, mate. He's on the podium. That is a great run from Dex. Again, the race consistency, calmness and IQ paying huge dividends, and a podium well deserved from him, I would say.
Yeah, fantastic way to round out your championship season to take a podium in the final race. Let me just check the database on where he is stacked. He might be in a position to even jump up the standings with this final podium.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's sitting in 5th place. So he's 22 points behind Iggy. So I think it's a bit too much to ask for him to be able to jump up to 3rd in the championship. But
yeah, but he's 3rd at the moment, and Iggy is in 8th.
So just looking at his championship finishes, he started the season with a 6th place. He had a 9th at Jonathan, which is a drop round, and then he had a 5th, a 6th, a 6th, a 7th. And now, yeah, here he is on the podium to round out the championship. So Mr. inconsistent as Mick 64 again with another mistake from that McLaren. He is not happy when he did save the overtime. He's making uncharacteristic mistakes for championship leader. He's taken 4 wins this season, and he's had a DNF in the 7th place thrown into that, and could have thrown away the championship for the final drive of the season at Silverstone.
Yeah, really could, but he's just taking a place back from Mike Ferreira then. Mike's made a bit of a mistake. Oh no, Khalifa, sorry. What? Khalifa? That's ERT Khalifa back down to 10th.
No Wiz Khalifa then.
No, definitely no Wiz Khalifa. Man, he had just gotten past Mike the God. So ERT Khalifa has just lost 4 places in the space of 2 corners. Wow, so Mike the God retakes 6th, Iggy up to 8th, Ferreira. Well, yeah, he's going to be down the way a bit now. Khalifa, sorry, is definitely down the order. Yeah, down to 10th. So he has plummeted like a stone there. Mr. Death Zone in 11th after starting.
Sorry, John, MSX on Whale Castle again.
Oh, more action there. We'll have to see it. Let's get a decent camera view. There we go. In fact, let's go that one. So he's looking at getting the 2-minute flats as well. 2-minute 1. Do you think Mike will catch MSX and needs to for the championship? Do we think Mike will catch MSX?
God isn't in the running for the championship, Sean. Sorry. I think one about Mick 64. So Mike the God is all the way down in 11th place in the championship on 64 points.
Alright, okay, yes, he's a fair chunk off then. Yeah, no, you're fine, Cole, you're fine, honestly.
Yeah, Mick 64 is Milden's championship challenger, so
yeah.
Because Milden is actually running away with the race win, Mick 64 needs to finish 3rd place on the podium today if he wants to retain the championship. But he isn't, and he's down in 9th or 10th place now, John, is it?
Let me just see. Oh, throws away the joypad because he needs the. Oh no. Okay. There's at the moment. Mick's 9th.
Oh, he could be in the 7th place for this one, because Ferreira and Iggy just in front of him, then battling over 7th place.
Yeah, so he could sneak himself a spot here if these two battle too hard. In fact, whether they battle or not, Mick looks like he's got a fair bit of pace on the two of them, that is for sure. Coming at the Village Complex then. This is going to be a fun one. Lines up the move. Doesn't want to get himself boxed in if one of the 2 drivers in front tries to defend against the other. But it's certainly looking interesting from Mike Ferreira's point of view. Sandwiched in the middle of these 2. Let's do that one. Oh, sends it up the inside after Mike runs wide in Brooklands. He's definitely leaving enough room there on the start finish straight, or at least the start finish straight for the GT3 cars. And there is Mick's up another place, this time at the expense of Mike Ferreira, and it is the mighty Iggy just ahead of him. Mick's his last lap, 2 minutes flat, 0.7, 210 slower than his fastest of the race. So he is putting in some very quick and some very consistent lap times at the moment. And he is definitely not giving up hope and finishing as high up this table as is possible.
As long as his wheels are turning, John, anything can happen in this race. 25 minutes to go, just over. 25 minutes for other drivers ahead to make mistakes.
Yep, it really is. And I'll tell you what, Big 64, look at the control there. He's going to go around the outside into Club. I think, has he got the move done? Are they going to be side by side? It is side by side. And oh, look at that. The McLaren matching on the inside, exactly what the Lambo does on the outside. Sticks his nose out in front of Hamilton. Straight job done. Eggy runs a bit wide, the Bentley runs a bit wide. The Bentley's now got a decision. Mix moves over to go defensive to force the Bentley back into the middle of the three-wide situation, which he doesn't fancy. Coming at the village then, it is Mix 64 that has the slightest of edges over the two cars. Currently chasing him, the Lamborghini, the mighty Eggy. He is in 8th, Mike Ferreira in the Bentley in 9th, coming through the loop. And it is
brilliant from the Portuguese driver, has to be said.
Which one's Portuguese? Mix?
Mix 64, yeah. The VPP driver.
Right, okay, yeah, they've got some seriously good drivers. Great driving, all three. It really, really is. It really is. Let me just see if we can actually give you a camera that works. I should really just switch that.
Well, those three have been battling. John and Khalif is right back in the mix, right behind them as well. It's a four-way battle for 7th place.
Oh yeah, so it is.
What we like to see.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let's have a quick check with the rest of the field just to make sure we're not missing anything else vital. Milden in the lead, absolutely schooling the rest of the field at the minute. 11.5 seconds ahead of UDB. Dexter holding on to a podium spot at the moment. There's Real Castle in the background. SOP MSX is in 5th. Mike the God in 6th. Then it's Mix in 7th. The mighty Iggy in 9th. Mike Ferreira is ahead of Iggy then. So that has swapped places while we've been running down the field. The CRT Khalifa in 10th. Just behind this confirmation then. Coming at the Stone Vale. Khalifa again. But indecision in the braking zone there. Pulled out when he could have just kept on the brakes. Definitely was on them in time. As you can see, closes up once again. Stay on the brakes, turn in. There you go. The Lamborghini catching a bit much of the curb there. Bit unsettled. When the back tyres just giving it a bit of wiggle once again. And it's Eggy.
Yeah, those Lambos just seem to fall off the cliff a lot quicker than any of the other cars right now. The end of their stints before they pitted, they dropped back down the order as well, did Iggy and GTJ, after they were both running in the top 10.
Yeah, definitely having issues. Like you say, it could well be the track temperature. 42 degrees it is now, so it's come down 2 degrees. But you can still fry eggs on that tarmac. Not that I'm suggesting you do, of course. Please don't try that at home and then send me a letter telling me it tastes horrible. Just in case anyone gets the urge. Milden is still leading the race though. UDB 11, still over 11 seconds that gap then. So Milden really taking the bull by the horns. He knows the best he could do is finish first and hope the rest of the results go his way. And at the moment, they are certainly looking that way at the moment. 23 minutes still left to go, so there are plenty of moments that could still be had by our drivers. Iggy and Khalifa being two of the prime candidates then. Iggy runs a little bit wide, the Mercedes keeps it well and truly inside the white lines to keep it nice and neat coming into Maggots and Beckett's. Lamborghini though absolutely nailing that exit. Trying to close once again on Mike. He's now in 8th, mixed back up to 7th. So not too shabby at all. We're talking about Mr. Deathstone having a great recovery drive. He's in 12th at the moment. Closing in on ABMG. Of course, he started in the pits alongside our championship main leader, Mix 64. Sorry, look at Khalifa then. He's still putting all kinds of pressure on Iggy, and I tell you, he'll definitely be disappointed with himself. He was up in 6th place, ahead of Mike the God. Now finds himself.
He was running with his teammate Dexter at one point in the race.
Yeah, exactly. He was running just one position behind, and yeah, there you can see his ERT teammate is on the podium at the minute. So yeah, Khalif having some kind of incident. Whether it was self-inflicted or a slight bit of contact. That's definitely massively affected his finishing position here in the last race for the Summer Series. This is, of course, the Silver Division, and it is all looking very comfortable for SOP Building at the front of the race. 21 minutes to go. His lead shortened slightly. Now only 10 seconds. in the lead to Yuri B. So he's definitely keeping those legs stretched and running. Dex Dexter on for a fabulous podium position. Whale Castle 4th, and MSX is at the moment in 5th, but that's Whale Castle just in front of him. Mike the God, Mike 64.
Whale Castle's gone wide, John, as we've just gone off them. Oh, he's managed to keep it, and he was on the grass.
Yeah, but I tell you what, on the brakes, Aston on Maka. Maka on Aston, into club they're going to come. Oh, he's going to plant one right round the outside, nope.
He's thinking about it, John. He's tried that a couple of times now, hasn't he, MSX? He's really looking for a way to get past Whale Castle. He goes super wide and then he doesn't. I'm not sure what happened there then. A bit of neck growth on my screen anyway.
Yeah, that was a bit bizarre, wasn't it? Who else was it that was having... It was Mike Ferreira, wasn't it? There was someone else that was having connection issues.
Bill
as
Rocker,
well.
who now doesn't have bad connection.
Right, yeah, that's what I was going to say, because whoever it was, they don't have a bad connection now, so whatever it was, yeah. Perhaps the kids downloading movies on Disney Plus or something. It definitely doesn't help. Yeah, it definitely doesn't help. Let's have a look here though. MSX on Whale Castle. Battle to stay well inside the top 5. Is that, where is that they're coming at now? Oh, it's Brooklands into Luffield. The Aston Martin once again trying to find a way through. The McLaren exactly where he needs to be. MSX is going to be wanting that McLaren measured. That seems the full width of the track at the moment anytime he tries to get past Khalifa. Still battling out with the mighty Iggy as well. Not having any joy progressing there. MSX again through Cop's Corner into Maggots and Beckett's, still closely followed. Oh, Mike's lost it. Oh, it's MSX. Oh wow, it's MSX that's lost it. Through Maggots and Beckett's, wow. And there's Mike the God just coming through there as well. So Whale Castle's got himself a bit of breathing space in MSX, Simon. Just shows you the drivers that are, yeah, they're all really struggling. And there we go, MSX having a great race up to that point. He's dropped it, and that's going to give him a lot of hard work and not a lot of time to try and catch back up to Whale Castle and get that place.
Yeah, I think that's going to be MSX's hopes for the top 4 position gone now. He's 18 minutes to go. I don't think he's got the speed to catch up to 3-4 seconds worth of time now on Whale Castle, because, well, let's be honest, Whale Castle was defending everything he had for the last couple of laps, and now he's got that free air. He's not going to be in that defensive mode. He's going to be able to put a bit more of a smoother drive on those laps, and I'm sure he's going to pick up pace. Whale Castle, the 666 Devil Machine in 4th place. I'm sure he's going to be able to hang on to that position now because of MSX's thing.
Yeah, so we denied the race. Where? There it is there. Really off on my neck. Let's have a look at Mike 64. He is now the driver, trying to have a go at Mike the God, ERT Khalifa, and the mighty Iggy battling it out. Where is that they're coming through? That's
Village who just exited.
Yeah. The what, sorry?
The Village.
The Village, yes it is. Here we're coming to Brooklands then. Oh, Khalifa thinking about a move up the inside, lights up the back tyres again. The Lambo, they got very close, but absolutely just enough space left by both drivers. And it's Iggy that keeps the position for the moment, and we'll put that in as a disclaimer anytime we see anything on screen for the next 17 minutes, because it is in fact the closing stages of an SOP race, so we're probably going to be able to see 32 overtakes, even though there's only 17 cars on track. They do love to keep it to the end, don't they, Simon?
Well, that's it. Mick 64 is he's fighting with everything he's got to try and get up into. Well, he needs 3rd place with Meldon taking the win, but if Meldon finishes 2nd, he only needs 5th place. Now, 5th place isn't out of the question. He's 10 seconds back with 16 minutes to go, and we've seen MSX just make a mistake then, so he's not going to have those prime tyres, and he's going to be a little bit slower than Mick 64 at this stage of the race. I'm not sure if 10 seconds is a viable gap to close in 16 minutes, but we'll wait and see. Like you said, action always seems to happen on the final lap.
Yeah, they really do. I'm just checking the lap times then. Oof, MSX, yeah, he had the nightmare. He is lapping but at a commensurate pace. If he can get it together again, he's only about half a second slower than Mix. So
It looks like he's sliding around.
yeah, but he is, yeah, like you say, it's like his last lap time was a 2:05. 4 seconds down, so he lost a whole chunk of time in that last lap. That really could come back and bite him later on. We see Whale Castle ahead of him then, and that is the Ferrari, I believe, is Salazar. Yes, it is, just behind him then, just been lapped. Mike Ferreira is through on Mike the God then. So the battle of the Mikes is continuing, and Magic Mike's not got a look in because the God and Ferreira are going hammer and tong, and it is Ferreira that's in the lead at the moment. The Bentley, so it's pretty much an all-British affair. Most of the battles we're watching, McLaren's on Aston, Bentley's on McLaren's. There is a few German cars and Italian cars thrown in as well, but not much action from any of them at the moment. Bentley taking the lead here from Mike the God. Mike 64 is closing that gap on MSX. Let's see at the next timing board. He'll come through at Chapel Curve. Ooh, don't get too mental. Just keep it nice and smooth. You can only do what you can do. 41 degrees, so the track is coming down a bit. Khalifa on Iggy. This one that's still going strong as well. Silver Carter's in 17th. We've got Hill Rocket in 16th. PTX Salazar in 15th. Trab 44 in 14th place. GTJ is 13th. Mr. Death Zone is in 12th. We've got ABMJ in 11th. ERT Khalifa up the inside. Side by side, he's in the lead. Iggy comes straight back. That door is definitely going to get closed into the chicane, into Club. No, it's not. He's left more than enough room there, and that's giving away the position, Khalifa. Oh, I tell you what though, the Lamborghini right on the edge of running the track limits. So along the Hamilton straight then, so we'll just declare these two 10th and 9th. I'm not sure which one's in which position. Certainly no idea where they're going to finish up the battle and they're getting involved in. It's Mike the God that is ahead of them. Khalifa once again so much later on the brakes. With the left hand turning on exit. It is still Iggy in the driving seat of this little battle. So Khalifa 10th, Iggy 9th, Mike the God 8th, Ferreira is in 7th, Mix is in 6th, 8.6 seconds. So he's made up a second and a half in the last 2 minutes. Oh, computer says striking distance with 3 minutes 20 seconds to go. Have I done that right? I think I have.
You might have done that right. I think it's going to be a bit Hamilton-esque on Charles Leclerc, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
2 laps to go, he takes the race lead. Is it going to be the same for Mix and MSX? I mean, Mix can only take 5th place, and he's got to hope that Milden finishes in 2nd place right now. Yeah. 12 minutes to go. Milden is leading the way. The race winner at round 1. He never took another race win since the opening round of the championship. 6 rounds later, he's back on the top step at the final round here at Silverstone, and he could take the championship outright if Mix 64 doesn't get up into at least the top 5, but he needs the top 3 to maintain that championship lead. So it's all to play for with 12 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen.
It really is. Ooh, another grandstand finish. Nico, never mind Hamilton, remember Nico-esque. Nico last night, remember, 45 minutes, hunted down his teammate, 2 laps to go, took the lead and won the race. CRN, Nico and Hagee absolutely hammering it out round here, and it looks like Mix is taking this one right down to the wire as well. 9.4 seconds now the gap to MSX, so MSX has gathered himself. and is putting in a decent lap time at the moment. He's really going to need to keep that up though. The pressure is definitely on. Let's see what Mix's lap time comes in at. 2 minutes 2.6. 2 minutes 2.6. MSX's last lap was, I bet you, it was a 2-1. No, it wasn't. It was a 2 minute 2 as well. Wow, so they both dropped time on that last lap. This really is hammer and tong stuff. And I'll tell you what, MSX can still see 4th place just ahead of them. So while we're talking about, oh, can Mix catch MSX? MSX isn't caring. All he's thinking is, can I catch Whale Castle and get that 4th place? So there is definitely battles to be had for quite a few of the places. I actually held my breath there. I think it was Grassy Cuts. He takes that corner, through down, Hamilton straight. Abbey once again. The green screen looks very flickery. Look at that screen if it's flickering then. Don't want to have that. Have a look again and see the running order with 10 minutes left to go. It's Silver Carter in 17th, Hill Rock is 16th, Salazas is in 15th, just let the race leaders go through. Trab 44 in 14th, and it's GTJ 13th. Mr. Death Zone up to 12th after starting in 17th in the pits. ABMG 11th, and Mike Yegi in 10th, with Khalifa ahead of him now, well and truly in 9th place. Mike the God is in 8th, he's trying to close back up to Mike Ferreira in 7th, but Mike's definitely looking like he's got that Bentley dialed in this stint. Mix 64 then, 9 minutes to go, he's 9 seconds behind MSX, who's in 5th, who's 2 seconds behind Whale Castle in 4th, and we've got Dexter, podium position at the moment, 3rd place for him, with Yuri B in 2nd, and SOP Milden, has to be said without wanting to jinx anything, currently 9 minutes to go. You've got to say, Simon, that it's certainly looking like Milden is our champion-elect for the Summer Series.
Do not jinx it. Yeah, this will be fantastic if the SOP Esports driver can come away with a championship. He hasn't led the championship since round 1 was over, because Mix 64 took 3 wins in this season, and 4 wins actually in this season, but he had a DNF and a 7th place in the opening round, which has really hampered his championship hopes coming here. So it was all still to play for, and Milden's been the one to capitalise on it, and he's propelled himself into the championship lead. And yeah, he could be, like you said, champion-elect right now with 8 minutes to go. He just needs to keep it on the road, and he's got 8 seconds up in front compared to Yuri B, who is closing ever so slightly now as the time ticks down, but he's not closing a rapid enough pace to challenge Milden by the end of the race. So yeah, he just needs to keep it on the track, keep putting those laps in, and he's going to be victorious, and he's going to be the new Silver Series champion.
Oh, that was awesome. Could someone please clip that? Your microphone just lagged a bit there, Simon, and it literally went victorious. That was awesome. Somebody please clip that. Somebody please clip that. That literally sounded like the thing from the song. That was amazing. I'm putting that to music. Oh, that was it. It's the simple things that keep the simple minds of you. Squirrel. What? Yep, over there. Mike the God in 8th, Mike Ferreira. He's currently winning the battle of the mics. As I say, Bentley versus McLaren. 7th there, but all eyes, of course, Mix, MSX, Whale Castle, Dex, Yuri B, and Milden. The gap between Yuri and Milden is closing ever so slightly. 7 seconds is the gap. With 7 minutes to go, sorry, 8 seconds is the gap. 7.8, so yeah, he's dropping that gap a second a minute, which means he'll win the race by, oh, Yuri pushing. Look how hard he's pushing there through Vale and Stowe. Runs the car massively wide. Do not get yourself a drive-through. Seriously, track limits, ladies and gentlemen. And I think, Simon, that's something that I don't want, again, don't want to jinx it. But after seeing Mike Ferreira pick up a track limits penalty and drive-through, on lap 1. I was expecting quite a few more drive-throughs, but it's been as clean as a whistle for the whole 90 minutes so far, 94 minutes that we've 84 minutes we've had so far.
To be fair, yeah, the standards out on track today in the Silver Series has been absolutely fantastic. There's been action-packed racing, really close racing from start to finish. There hasn't really been too much contact or collisions, which is really nice to see, because we like a championship to go down to the wire in these drivers racing as closely as possible to get to that point.
Really has been. Really has been. Well, I tell you, they're getting right on top of one another again. But yeah, great recovery as well has to be said for Mike Ferreira, obviously, serving that drive-through. And getting himself back out up to 7th, so yeah. Great drive by Mike, especially if you could round this off and hold off Mike the God, who was battling hard for a top 5 position. Seems to have lost something in the pit someplace. Finds himself down in 8th with Khalifa behind him. And Dexter on the podium, miles ahead of him.
Tell you what, this might actually be MSX's final race on console, you know, because he did feature in the Zolder PC race the other night, and he was just finishing out his PlayStation Championship, so this might be his final hurrah on PlayStation by taking the final podium spot in the Championship of Silver, so he might not even feature in any PlayStation Championships next season.
Oh, wow. Right, okay, yeah, because there's a lot of people moving to PC at the moment. Don't worry, console, we will always broadcast console as long as you lot turn up and race. I'll always be here broadcasting it, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, there is a lot of the drivers, Simon, who are taking the plunge and getting themselves onto the PC. So yeah, we're expecting some huge grids for the upcoming SOP event, you would think.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these drivers are competing in all these splits this evening as drivers to take the time to move over to PC. So we might have to go on a few more PC races as well as PlayStation races going forward. It might be a night where we're doing PlayStation and PC at the same time. Oh, who's that going on? Lamborghini PTJ.
On 13th, right, okay. Oh, Trap 44 as well. That is Tab 44, I recognise that Porsche at a distance. Tab 44 joining them then, 13th and 14th. Off the track they both go. A lot of drivers will now be getting ready. As Kane in the chat, he'll be getting ready. We will be taking a very short break after this race. And then bringing you the pros, basically the amount of time it takes me to make a cup of coffee and get started again. Because we've got the pros next! Yes! That is going to be an absolute phenomenal.
Right now, John, and they're getting ready to bring an action-packed qualifying and another 90 minutes for you and Kane to commentate on.
That's going to be a good one. I don't think we're going to have Kane this evening, but the planned power outage, that was getting some repair work done down his way. It's not happening today, so he's going to be joining us. And we'll tell you what, this is still very close between these two. MSX still looking to get that 4th place. Mix 64 now less than 5.5 seconds. 3 minutes left to go. I tell you what, if Will Castle keeps defending the way he's defending, it's going to bring Mix 64 right back into it. And it's going to make it ridiculously close at the end. In fact, there he is there. Oh, I tell you what, these two into Vale, into Stowe, coming round into Club, both men straddling the curb exactly the way they need to. Coming into the Club chicanery. Almost said hairpin there. I'm getting too excited for the finishing we're about to see. Milden well and truly in the lead now. Yuri B very comfortably in 2nd, and Dexter going to get himself a podium to round off a great season. Will Castle, I'll tell you, if he can hang on to a 4th as well, another great finish. Will Castle, love to see the development of a lot of these drivers from the start of the season to the end, and going to be some well-worthy promotions. Oh, but that Aston Martin absolutely all over the back of that car there. Really giving the McLaren absolutely zero space or time whatsoever, applying every bit of pressure they can. I can confirm the leader is on the final lap. That is... Oh, UDB with a 2 minutes 3. He's really taking his foot off the gas, and I'll tell you what, MSX really isn't. Wow. I think he's trying to get a sample of paint from the car in front there rather than overtake. MSX all over the back of Will Castle. Master of the understatement, I hear you say. Those two really are close.
Tell you what.
3.3. Yes, Simon.
If you're a betting man, make your bet now. Is MSX going to get that job done on Whale Castle on this final lap? He's just got to send it, I think, John.
He's got to go for it. He's got to go for it. It is now what? Okay, there must have been side-by-side crossing a timing delta, because it does say that MSX is in 4th at the moment. We can clearly see that it's Whale Castle who is leading. We should probably make sure we can at least pretend to catch the winner across the finish line. Oh, no. Let's have a look where he is on track.
He's tried it. He's tried it all race, John. He's going to put it. He's going to put it right round the outside this time round.
Yeah, he's got. Oh, he's caught a bit of grass there. That's going to do him no world of good. Told you.
Oh.
Yeah, that touch on the grass.
That was his moment.
That was his moment. You feel that definitely was his moment. Mix 64 valiantly. The gap down to 4.7 seconds. In fact, he can see MSX ahead of him. That is how close they are. Milden, though, is coming in to the last complex of corners. Brooklyn's
coming around the final corner now, John.
There we go. Let us jump on board then. SOP
Provisional.
Milden. And he does take victory and provisional champion. As we say, provisional, we're going to have a lot of results to iron out. Drop rounds and the like, but Milden, absolutely phenomenal race to take first place from Yuri B. Dexter, absolutely phenomenal season, takes a podium in the last race. And Whale Castle, another driver, let us not underestimate the drive that he's put in as well. He brings home the McLaren in 4th place. There we go, cool. Milden, get in there, my son. Yes, fire, checker flags, trophies, trumpets. Love to see it. Love to see it. MSX did come home in 5th. Mix 64, 6th place. So close
Tried
to the
all
top.
he could, John. He just didn't have it today, did he?
Really did, really did. There's Altruit coming in. Hi Blaine, how you doing, bud? Welcome, welcome. We're just about to end this one and come back with the pros very, very soon. We'll just quickly run through these though. Mike the God got 8th. Khalifa did take 9th, with Iggy finishing in 10th. ABMG 11th. Mr. Death Zone up to 12th after starting in the pits in 17th. It's a great drive, Mr. D. Trab 44 and 13th. Hill Rocker. Sorry, Trab 44, 13th, doing the Porsche out of position. We've got Hill Rocker in 14th place, Silva Carter in 15th, GTJ in 16th, and PTX Salazas finishing in 17th position. Well, here we're on board with race winner and one very happy team manager in the commentary box. And imagine, Simon, SOP Milden takes home the checkered flag and potentially the entire championship.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic drive from Milden Day. Done everything asked of him. He took the race win at Silverstone. He looks to be provisional champion right now. We're going to have to wait till those points tallied up, like you said, with the drop round included also. But yeah, provisional Silver Series champion. Promotion up to the Pro Split next season. And let's not forget the SOP Esports driver MSX. He will also finish in 3rd place in the championship. So fantastic driving from the two esports drivers there. Mix 64, fantastic all season long. He took 4 race victories, John, in this Silver Series Championship. 4 victories from the 7 rounds. He had an unfortunate DNF, which really hampered his championship hopes, and obviously that opening round where he only finished in 7th place. So Milden being the more consistent over the whole 7 rounds. He's been on the podium 5 times out of the 7 rounds with 2 victories. So that is why Milden is your Silver Series provisional champion. Yeah, fantastic racing from all of the drivers this season in the Silvers, and every split. We've got 2 more splits to go, John. But the Pro-Ams and the Silvers, who have just raced now at 7 o'clock, They put on a fantastic performance all season long. I can't thank them all enough for taking part in this summer series, and I hope they do all return for the autumn series. Is going to be happening in September. We're going to have a 2-week break from the any seasons, any series, and then we'll be back with the time trial events once again to decipher where these drivers need to be put into splits for the autumn series. So yeah, fantastic racing once again.
Yeah, it
And
really
thank
has
you,
been.
John, for doing this all season long, actually putting these Pinnacle PlayStation series on, because it makes all the difference having these streams for the PlayStation drivers, which they don't really get much attention anywhere in the racing community on ACC.
No, you're right. You're right. I don't like console, and some of the drivers that we've got, some of the races that you've seen. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure putting these races on. I'll tell you, and yeah, definitely, they're definitely worth their weight in gold. A lot of these console drivers. So, yeah, absolutely, more than happy to be putting this stuff on, and we'll be
Just
back.
before you end the stream, John, actually, sorry. Just got confirmation of the race winner and the top 3 from the Pro-Ams, and it is Dex Dexter's fellow ERT teammate, Kamaboba, who took the race win in the Pro-Ams.
Wow.
So, the ERT drivers on the podiums in both splits, with VPB Vargas in second and Bassadog in third. So that was the Pro-Am podium position.
Superb. Superb. Well, there we go. That is the final results. That is all we have time from this broadcast. We will be back in approximately 6 minutes' time, when we will bring you coverage of the pros. I will have a fresh coffee and a fresh co-commentator. So until then, thank you, Louis Thunders, for the follows tonight. Thank you, Etienne, for the Prime subscription. Welcome to the gang. Thank you to everybody who got involved in the chat. Hang about on Twitch. We'll be restarting again very shortly with the pros. Thank you to Simon for joining me for this evening.
No problem at all, John. It's been a pleasure to be with you during the Silvers and Pro-Am broadcasts for this series.
Yeah, it really has been, and I look forward to you and I doing it again next season. But for now, parting in such sweet sorrow for 6 minutes until we're back with the pros. See you all very soon. Stay safe. Good night.